So more factoring. We will still always look for a greatest common factor first. Today we have 4 terms. So the first thing we're going to do is look to see if we have a GCF for all 4 terms. And it looks like in this case we do not. So what we're going to do is we're going to split those 4 terms right down the middle into 2 groups and deal with them individually. So after the first 2 terms, we're going to split it in half, so after the 3x squared. Keep in mind that negative sign goes with the 4x. So let's just look at the first part, the x to the third plus 3x to the second. If we pull the GCF out of those two, we'll see that we can divide them both by x squared. So let's write the leftovers. X to the third divided by x to the second is x, and 3x squared divided by x squared is 3. So we have factored the first half. Now let's deal with the second half. We'll find the GCF of these two, but we do need to remember, since the leading coefficient's negative, we do need to factor the negative out. So I will have a negative sign for the GCF, and the number that goes into both of them is 4. So negative 4 is the GCF. The leftovers there, negative 4 divided by negative 4, cancels out to x. And right here, negative 12 divided by negative 4 is positive 3. So now we look at what we have, and I'm going to ask you again, do we have any greatest common factors? Well, if you look, we have an x plus 3 here and an x plus 3 here. So if we do what we normally do with the greatest common factors and divide each of the terms by the GCF, I know it looks weird because it's in parentheses, but it's okay. And we'll write that GCF out front, and now we're going to prepare to write the leftovers next to it. What happens when we divide x squared times x plus 3 divided by x plus 3? Those completely cancel out, and we're left with x squared. And the same thing happens over here. Negative 4 times x plus 3 divided by x plus 3. Those completely cancel out, and we're left with a minus 4. So this right here is the final answer. I'll let you go ahead and try example B, but just for the record, you should get that for your answer when you're done with it. If you didn't really like the grouping method, don't worry, there's another way that I like to explain this. It's sort of like how you had the choice to FOIL or box when you are multiplying. You have the choice to do grouping or unboxing. So what I'm going to do is draw a box with 4 squares in it because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. And so I'll put each of those 4 terms in each of the boxes. I always put the first term here, the second term right here next to it, the third term, the negative 4x right there, and then the fourth term, negative 12 in that last box. Now what our job is we're going to find the GCF in each row and then in each column. So let's start with that top row. The GCF of x to the third and 3x squared is x squared. The GCF in the bottom row, notice we have a negative in the first spot, so we for sure need to pull that out. And the GCF of 4 and 12 is 4. And now we're going to look down the columns this way and this way. So the GCF of x to the third and negative 4x, just an x. And then with the 3x squared and the negative 12, the GCF is 3. We don't need to worry about the negative right there because the first term that we looked at was positive. So to write our final answers, we're going to take the terms on top, the x and the positive 3. That'll be our first factor. And then we'll take the factors on the side. X squared minus 4. It doesn't matter which order you write them in, as long as you have both of those. If you try doing example B by unboxing it, there are your 4 boxes, you'll get the same answer as example 1B. Good luck.